told me stay strong, and I asked what's that. I ain't never been nothing, that's why the kid rap. She told me stay up, and I told her that's facts. I told her that's facts. I told her that's facts. That's facts. I ain't never let them break my spirit.
If someone is incapable of telling you clearly what they believe and also why they believe it, then they're a dishonest person. And if somebody cannot and will not stand 10 toes down, regardless who's asking them, whenever they're being asked, I'm talking in front of a judge, I'm talking where nobody's listening. If they cannot 10 toes down say what they believe under any circumstances, you cannot trust these people. And Democratic politicians are like, just like that. I don't know if you're aware of a man named Brandon Gill, but you will be, because he's a hero and a freaking patriot. And also a gangster, just taking people out left and right just by asking straight yes or no questions. So, Brandon Gill, everybody.
Walked all over the Constitution throughout this entire process. Mr. Chairman, the gentleman's time is expired. On members of Congress, and you know it. It's absolutely disgraceful. Ms. Wiley, I have a couple questions for you. Do you still believe in defunding the police?
You're going to take a look at this lady, and you're going to know 100% the answer is yes in her heart.
I believe in public safety, and that means driving dollars to where we're most likely to prevent crimes from happening and ensure that we have responsive law.
Okay, so I want to break that part down, because they're like, oh, doctor, to prevent violence from happening and all that kind of stuff. Most of these people are politicians in cities like Chicago, where they give millions of dollars to quote unquote violence outreach groups, where they're ran by ex-cons and stuff, where they're putting millions of dollars into the pocket of somebody who just got out of prison and is a sworn in blood. And that's how it is in Brandon, not Brandon Tatum, Brandon, I can't remember the mayor of Chicago's name, but Crooked Brandon in Chicago. That's how he runs his city. And if judging by the nice hair, I'd imagine that she runs a city the same way. Not that I'm a racist or anything.
Enforcement that doesn't violate people's rights and it prevents crime.
Does that mean driving dollars away from law enforcement?
It means...
Put a pin in that question. Does that mean driving dollars away from law enforcement? Because she said something prior to that. She said something before that would go against what she's saying now. She's a liar, just like all the other Democrats.
Making sure we're driving dollars to the things that support public safety.
And that's
yeah, like freaking legal marijuana dispensaries.
Variety of things.
So possibly away from law enforcement.
Well, I think we have law enforcement. We have talked about the need for law enforcement, particularly when we're fighting hate and bias crimes, which have more than doubled in this country since 2015.
That's complete bogus, by the way. As far as hate crimes go, hate crimes against protected groups, the actual numbers are bolstered up high, dishonestly, by the way, because in a lot of different police departments and precincts, the police are told when they book someone to book them as white, no matter what color they are, especially if they do a violent crime. There's actually a page on X that specializes in nothing but showing people who are definitely not white being listed and booked as white in booking for jail, or for getting a what that photo is. I can't remember what you know what I mean.
Law enforcement is very important. During your mayoral race a few years ago, you said, quote, "I'm going to take $1 billion from New York City Police Department." Do you still think that's a good idea?
Well, I'm here to talk about hate crimes.
Well, I'm here to talk about bunny rabbits and rainbows.
Not my run for city. I stand by my run for mayor, and I appreciate the opportunity to try to drive dollars to public safety.
You have to cut the police budget and change what we mean by policing. Do you still stand by that statement as well?
I stand by standing. The act of standing. I stand by that and stand for that. 10 toes. Need to invest in community safety to ensure that we have a vibrant civil rights.
Miss Wiley, like Wile E. Coyote. I swear to God, like Wile E. Coyote, and for sure Brandon Gill is a roadrunner in this situation, about to drop a dumbbell on her head or something. Violence is not the answer.
community that is able to participate in
I just want to
keeping
be
our
clear.
community
You believe
safe
in
from hate and
investing in
bias.
community safety by defunding the police.
I am here to say that I'm really grateful we have the Southern Poverty Law Center because it is doing work, including
The Southern Poverty Law Center, gosh, this must have been a while ago, because the Southern Poverty Law Center got caught actually giving money to pay for like recruitment for racist groups, and actually paid. This is like on the freaking invoice, paying for materials for cross burnings. I swear to God, I'll look up the reference for it so you could look it in the description. But yeah, Southern Poverty Law Center is about as crooked as they come.
including with law
And you
enforcement
think defunding
to
the police
prevent
makes our community
hate and
safer?
bias
Okay,
crimes.
I've got another question for you. What is a black job?
You'd have to ask Donald Trump.
I'm not sure what that means.
You'll have to ask Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been supportive of the black community for so many years. If you actually look into the past of Donald Trump, he's probably one of the least racist politicians. He's not a politician, but he's very much not racist. And freaking, what's his name? Al Sharpton is a freaking snake in the grass. Because just a couple years ago, Donald Trump stuck his neck out for freaking Al Sharpton, and Al Sharpton is already out there taking shots at him. It's absolutely insane. I know that he will be on the race grift until his dying days, but I hope to God, I pray to God that the kids, like the parents of the friends of Nolan Wells, I hope they sue them to high heaven, because I swear to God, these people have been screwing up communities for so long. And when people realize that it's not freaking financially smart to go after and try to create racial issues, they'll stop. You know, Al Sharpton will go away forever. God, that'd be amazing if Al Sharpton and Ben Crump just went away. Rest in peace, Jesse Jackson. Was it Jesse Jackson? Yeah. But also, Trump helped pay for his presidential run when he was running for president. But they all forget about that when it comes down to, you know, brass tacks during the days, you know, because this is my business, you know. This is my business. Al Sharpton. Freaking, I don't know if you heard about that whole thing about the hog that hollers is the hog that hit. Well, there's a lot of hollering going on in Mississippi. He is such a freaking joke. I swear. He's got all these great little, like, old man blackisms, but he's a freaking snake in the grass, and he always has been. When he was fat, he was a fat snake in the grass, but he's always been a snake in the grass. Now he's Ozempic snake. Black Ozempic.
I'm referring to a statement that you made a year ago on your LinkedIn. I was so honored and proud to be a New York State delegate for our next president, with Vice President Kamala Harris ascending to her black
Kamala
job.
Donald Trump made a comment that was very stereotypical about black people,
What did he say?
and it was a joke about his stereotypical statement about black
What is a
people.
black job?
You'll have to ask Donald Trump.
I have to ask. Well, Donald Trump's not on the witness stand.
Well,
You'll have to ask Donald Trump.
and I'm here to talk about hate crime, which I hope you want to talk about as
could-
well.
Gentlemen, will yield, I can clarify that.
No, I'd like to hear from the witness, but I appreciate it. Could Hillary Clinton have filled that black job? What you call
You have
black
to
job?
ask Donald Trump.
You'll have to ask Donald Trump.
Okay. Do you recognize the tattoo on this man's chest? This is Secretary Hegseth.
No.
It's
That's a Christian tattoo. It's a Jerusalem cross. People say, "Oh, it's connected to racial groups." No, it isn't. No, it isn't. That's like a classical crusader, like coat of arms type deal.
a tattoo of the Jerusalem cross. Your organization has referred to it as essentially a hate image. Do you agree with that assessment?
I'd have to see the
Mr. Fair. Mr. Fair and Balanced. Let's go.
assessment in our material to
All right. So by the end of this little video, we'll be able to tell if Mr. Fair is indeed the fairest of all.
determine.
Referred to
I
it
don't-
as a
I'm
hateful.
not familiar with the symbol.
You're not familiar. Do you have any thoughts on that symbol, on that tattoo?
Well, he is like cut, very in shape. I'm jealous of his figure, but that's all I have to say about it. He's doing a good job. Doing a good job, old Petey boy, Pete Hegseth.
No, none at all. You don't have any opinion on it?
No, I don't.
Okay. What about this tattoo? Do you have an
And that would be a Totenkopf. That's like the death's head. That's, you know, like the Nazi of the Naziest tattoos. I know some very good people with those kinds of tattoos, you know, because depending on what, if you ever went to prison as a white boy, you know, sometimes you just end up with those. But like, that's not Grand Plattner. Grand Plattner is just a racist.
Opinion on this tattoo?
I'm not an expert on tattoos. No, I don't.
Okay.
And a garapist.
I can give you a little bit of background. This is a tattoo on Maine Democrat Senate candidate Grand Plattner's chest. That's the Nazi
Blam Plattner.
SS death head tattoo. Do you have any opinions on that?
Meth head tattoo.
If it's what you say, if it's a
All we know is that he will come up with a fair and balanced answer, I'm sure.
Nazi
It is.
symbol, we oppose Nazis.
We oppose, I agree, we do oppose Nazis. Do you think
We oppose Nazis. He's off to a good start.
if somebody got a Nazi tattoo on their chest, that's indicative that they might be a Nazi?
You'd have to ask Mr. Plattner why he has that symbol. I've already said that if it is a symbol of Nazism, we oppose Nazis.
You don't think that that's
We oppose Nazis.
indicative that
But if they have Nazi tattoos and they have the right politics, we like them.
perhaps he
They can come to dinner and meet the wife and the kids even.
holds Nazi sentiments?
It may
Hands to yourself, Graham.
well be.
It may well be. I think, do people who aren't Nazis normally get Nazi tattoos on their chest?
Again,
Actually, yes, but you'd have to know about the Aryan Brotherhood and gang and all that to understand that situation. So yeah, sometimes they don't actually. But Grand Plattner, he's not one of those. He got that tattoo because he's a racist, because he hates Jews and probably blacks.
I assume they don't.
You assume they don't? I would assume so too. I don't know anybody who's not a Nazi. I don't know anybody who has a Nazi tattoo on their chest, but
I don't know about anybody who's not a Nazi. Gosh, what an odd friend group for these days. There's not a whole lot of those just running around nowadays. I know that the left and you know, the what's it called? The Antifa people might say that the Nazis are everywhere, but they're really not. They're really not. It's funny. The people who yell Nazi the most are the ones who have the most anti-Semitic beliefs, which is crazy because I thought that went hand in hand with Nazism, you know, but someone will call me a Nazi because of my whiteness and face tattoos and the fact that I'm a conservative, but yet they actually hate Jews, like deep down in their hearts hate them.
is not a Nazi. Do you?
No.
Do you think
Fair.
that somebody who has a Nazi tattoo on their chest should serve in the United States Senate?
Because he doesn't want to say no, because he doesn't want to mess with his run. This was when Grand Plattner was still able to run.
I wouldn't vote for that person.
I
Yeah, but you will if you want to keep your job, Mr. Fair. Is that fair to you?
certainly wouldn't either. Do you think that this should disqualify him politically from serving in the Senate?
Again, I'm not sure where the line of questions is going. The SPLC,
Again, I'm not quite sure what the line of questions are intended to do, and I think you might have caught me in a catch-22. Therefore, F you. I don't know.
if you're asking me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you're asking me if the SPLC opposes Nazis and Nazi symbols, the answer is yes.
Yep, the SPLC.
Okay, that's actually not true. The SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Group, is probably the most lucrative donator to white supremacist causes over the last 20 years or so. They donated so much money to the KKK, to neo-Nazi groups, everything. And this is like, they have the documentation of it too. The Southern Poverty Law Group was paying for it, you know, so they basically, it's like paid opposition, you know. So hey, make a lot of problems, burn some crosses, yell the N-word maybe. Here's like $100,000. Keep bringing in skinheads too. We want to make it seem like you guys are a big issue, like you guys are big and scary. So be big and scary and get a lot of big scary Nazis. So you know, if you hurt any black, it's all right. It's all right. But you know, try to keep our name out of it, you know, because we don't like you guys. Ooh, evil Nazis, huh? Yeah, the Southern Poverty Law Group is about as crooked as they come.
He has referred to this same tattoo as a racist skinhead symbol and tattoo. You can see the resemblance there. You wouldn't want somebody with a tattoo like that in the Senate? No, I wouldn't either. Shifting gears a little bit, your organization said that restricting and banning abortion is a tool of the far right uses to maintain white supremacy. Do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I believe that reproductive liberty is.
No, do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I will tell you what I believe if you're
Just
asking.
yes or no?
I can't answer that question. Yes or no.
I don't think that pro-lifers are white supremacists. Do you?
What I think is that reproductive liberty is a right that every woman should enjoy.
How many babies in the United States that are aborted are black?
That's a tough question, Mr. Fair. But is it a fair question, Mr. Fair?
About 40% of abortions nationwide are of black.
Margaret Sanger, originally the biggest supporter of what's it called? Of Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger wanted to put Planned Parenthoods inside of black communities so she could curb the black population. And she openly said that. And the first Margaret Sanger Award went to Dr. Martin Luther King, and his wife, Coretta, actually accepted that award on his behalf. So actually, abortion rights, going back to when they first started, are white supremacist in nature. But, you know, you do with that information what you will.
Babies, blacks represent about 13% of the population.
But also, I am going to put my sources because that is the truth.
Does that sound like something a white supremacist would oppose?
What I would say again is that SPLC supports reproductive liberty.
Calling somebody a white supremacist is a pretty serious charge, isn't it? I would think you would be able to defend that if your organization says that. You clearly seem unable to.
Mr. Gill, I'm not sure why you would think I'm unable to do anything.
You're the president of the SPLC, which labels pro-lifers as racists.
Oh, this is it.
Does your organization just hurl around epithets like that without any justification?
Mr. Gill, what we do is
I'm giving you the opportunity to
You're not giving me the
Mr. Chairman, what's he referring to? And can he let the witness
Time
answer the question?
belongs
This
to
is outrageous.
No, it's not. The
not.
time
Allow him to
belongs-
speak.
I know you don't like
What
my
are you
question.
referring to?
Time
I know you don't
belongs-
like my question.
What are you referring to?
Time
Mr. Gill?
belongs to the gentleman from
My time
Texas.
here.
It's now expired, but he will be able to ask his last question, and we'll give the witness a chance to respond.
Mr. Hauser, I've got a few questions for you. You were chief of staff for ICE, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What years were you there?
2021 to 2023.
So that was during the Biden administration, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Got it. So presumably you're well-versed in border security and immigration enforcement, is that right?